welcome back. I just wanted to do kind of a walkthrough of all the what I've been calling the Let It Snow collection, but it's actually called Let's Get Cozy, but details. But it's an interesting release from Graphic45 because it comes with a bunch of stuff, but it also has much more of a blue tone than anything else. These I don't think are. Oh, this was for Let's Get Cozy. These are pre-die cut flowers. You can see here how you can sort of layer them up. So you have a centers and then second petals and like first level petals and second level petals. So you can make some pretty interesting things. Um, I just picked this up. I haven't tried these before, and I was kind of curious how I feel about them. I don't use a lot of florals, but it seems like this would save some die cutting time. And I also, for the first time, grabbed one of their stamp sets. These are pretty small. They're, I don't know, maybe 3 by 4. It does have the Let's Get Cozy sentiment. I actually bought it mostly for the deer because I thought that would be good if you did it in a lighter color as like a focal piece on some things. So it has Let It Snow, which I thought was the collection name. Um, Nicely done too, with sort of I don't know what you'd call that. The letters are not stamped, so and it's got kind of a nice postage stamp vibe. I do have a die plate that cuts like a front panel that looks like a postcard, so that might be fun as like a winter postcard kind of thing. Like if you use that as sort of the front of your card. We've seen their packs before. I think the most interesting thing is, and if you saw my Alice series, that came with a sort of a clock element as well, which is kind of interesting. I don't really think of clock elements. And it looks like, you get sort of the big sentiments. The interesting thing about these is they're actually die cut out of the pattern paper, so I'm curious if at some point, oh, and this one is as well. Oh, that's neat with the little snowflakes cut out. Anyway, I'm curious if at some point they would just like release cut files, since if you have the paper, in theory, you could just make them yourself. Um, like most companies, I'll say Spellbinders and Carabella and Echo Park tend to just make the ephemera totally separate. This is also a new thing to me, sort of. These are the journaling cards that come with the collection, or you can get with the collection. I thought since I've been doing more mini albums and stuff, these would be great to sort of put in, and they do allow you to write some stuff. I don't typically journal in mini albums, but I'm guessing like these larger pieces give you more of that. Take time to chill. Yeah, because these look just like postcards. Like imagine this like just sticking out of a mini album. I think that would be super cute. Especially that mini album that Lynn did on the Not Too Shabby channel recently. So these are just standard chipboard. Interestingly, you provide your own glue, but a lot of these have holes that punch out of them. You can kind of see, like here, this one came out. Um, so these would be neat as potentially charms, but you could also use them as just to get a little more dimension. It's about it's a medium weight chipboard, so you probably would want to ink the edges to make this a little more whatever color your composition was. Like a lot of their stuff, the inserts of the frames can punch out, so you can use these as like just chipboard frames too. And then we get to sort of the main event. This is the collection pack. Probably this house pattern is really neat, as is this sort of main Let's Get Cozy pattern. Um, and then there's a lot of non-directional patterns, which I like, because I like to use these for card challenges, which often don't support directional patterns. Sort of mapping on top of this, these are the solids and patterns, which are mostly just patterns. I don't think I opened this up, but if you've seen these before, it's a similar thing. But um, the Alice one was particularly good, I thought, just because you get... so this is sort of their concept of a solid. As you can see, there's still pattern or shading to it. It's not a true, like, all one color solid, like, I don't know, like compared to this piece of cardstock, there's still a very subtle pattern on their solids, but this side obviously is more patterned. So I don't know. I like getting the solid packs, particularly with Graphic45, because they like to do these really big prints, and some of them are, just not suitable for all applications. And, I feel like you get a lot more mileage when you have sort of a bigger print, but then you have a more subtle print you can mix it up with. So that is that. That is most likely what we're crafting with on the live stream on Saturday, unless there's some major change in what people vote for. So that is that, and thanks for checking this out, and I will talk to you guys soon.